unfortunately, just his technology right now, it looks like he was only on Zerglings and Banelings. He's finally got some Infestors coming out. He's researching Burrow. It's hard to say, Addicted, but BeastyQt does seem to have his act a little bit more together. He's going to be moving out with a bunch of SCVs here. This is interesting to say. This could be the all-in that we've been waiting for.
Yeah, he's just moving in with all those SCVs. He's just going to see if they can maybe repair anything or just sacrifice them in front of any Banelings. But see a counter-attack here for GLSnute. He's going to check for a fur. There is no fur. And yeah, it is actually looking pretty all-inish. I mean, 19 minutes in the game, BeastyQt hasn't even expanded, and his main is getting pretty low on minerals there, man. And you know what? GLSnute is hurting himself without any Mutas, man. I mean, Mutas, they're such a good unit for map control, for harassment purposes, and he doesn't have it. He hasn't been able to do any substantial amount of harassment ever since his Baneling bust, and that's really hurting him. Picking apart those tanks as well, that's really hurting him. He's trying to do a good job with the Infestors, but that's not enough. If he had some Mutas that will be able to do any harassment or any diversions, that would be really good. But let's see if he can actually hold this off. I mean, he's effectively been contained in two separate locations. I mean, there's a tank here, missile turrets and marines, and a massive force over here. So GLSnute is having a really hard time to try to keep his bases all alive, and we'll see the gold expansion be lost from him right now, and that's a major blow to his economy.
Yeah, absolutely it was. That was his life source. And what we're seeing here is BeastyQt is just doing an excellent job of using these high ground advantages with the chokes and ramps and just dominating the position that he needs. At this point, Snute looks like he's getting a little anxious. He wants to move out. He is going to take out this small little group of tanks, marines, and a turret. And that will allow his burrowed Infestors to go by, but unfortunately there was a turret there, so I believe the turret did see those Infestors coming. At this point, though, I don't know if there's much that Snute can do. The best thing he's got going for him is that Beastie hasn't taken a third. He's sacrificed a ton of his drones, or his SCVs, and if somehow Snute could clean up all of this, he would still technically be on 2 base versus 2 base.
Yeah, I think if Snute can hold this off for long enough for Beastie to only remain on 1 base, then he can actually get himself in a better position, because BeastyQt is still not expanded. He's mined off from his main. His expansion is nearly mined off. This is his only last force that he has, but it's a major one, man. So many tanks in there with loads of marines. So all Snute has to do is hold this last bit of aggression over there. BeastyQt won't be able to produce anything unless he expands, but it will be way too late. I mean, Snute is only on 2 bases right now, and that's his main, and his main is mined out, so 1 base effectively mining. And look at this massive yellow river of death that is heading towards his base. Can Snute defend against this? He's behind the supply. He's only mining from 1 base, just like BeastyQt is, but you never want to be on equal bases as a Zerg player against anyone.
Yeah, that's true, Addicted, and right now it looks like Beastie is going to be taking the position advantage once again. He's got that Raven out here. He's been just doing a really good job of picking his engagements. We said that back when the game first started, that this map has a lot of ramps and it's going to come down to the engagements. Usually it does with Zerg versus Terran. And it also comes down to, can the Zerg player hold the harassment of the Terran? We saw early in the game that Snute did a great job with the Baneling bust and kind of set Beastie back a little, but he had that counterattack by Beastie that it completely caught him off guard, and he didn't have the units. To see him right now, he's throwing down those infested Terrans. He's actually doing some economic damage, and look, all these Banelings rolling in, and are they going to blow up? Oh, man! This time I can read it correctly. 164 units killed total, 63 workers by Snute, but I mean, look at this, Addicted. It's your turn.
This is like a base trade, man.
Yeah, it's like a base trade, and look, Snute's got this huge base going over here. If he can run in with all these Zerglings, he could, I mean, potentially take out Beastie. Beastie doesn't have any income. This is a crazy game, Addicted.
It is a crazy game, and you know, BeastyQt has no other choice from just pushing ahead and trying to kill GLSnute because he has no income, and you know, only right now GLSnute has an income, and that's this base over here that's been spotted by this command center, and BeastyQt can't land it. That was his original plan, but look at this, the baiting nest has been rebuilt here. The spawning pool should be rebuilt if it gets destroyed. and it's still alive actually, so it hasn't been targeted. There's infestors running around, fungal growthing these marines, and the supply is actually dead even right now. And let's see who can actually win in this base trade scenario. I mean, normally a Terran player, you should never base trade them, and the bad thing about GLSnute is if he had mutas, then he can always target the buildings that have been flying off, but right now he has no anti-air. I mean, he has infestors, but they won't cut it against buildings. He needs something more than that. And let's see what he can pull off. And BeastyQt still has quite a few marines, tanks, and medivacs alive to damage the buildings of GLSnute. Now destroying his lair tech, destroying the infestation pits, and the spawning pool is gone as well. The spawning pool should be rebuilt, I think, anytime soon if GLSnute has the income, and he does. His income is great. And BeastyQt doesn't have any minerals, but he has 2,000 gas, but he can't spend gas only on anything, man. I mean, he needs the minerals as well.
Yeah, definitely. This is just a crazy game addicted. Pretty much these 3 supply depots here are what saved BeastyQt from that counterattack. And at this point, sorry, I'm just watching the stream and I was like, it's kind of hard, I didn't have the camera there. So, but yeah, I mean, no mutas. He can't really attack this orbital command. He just got a lot of his units cleaned up in the middle there. BeastyQt has a safe, secure base at this point, and I can't say that for Snute as there's a ton of units moving out, and wow, amazing position there by Snute. He gets those zombies down. I don't think it's going to be enough. I think they're going to get cleaned up, and this could be the end for Snute here, man. He's hanging on by the thread of his sweater, as I said yesterday. It's a close one. He's got 2 infestors yet left, a couple of zerglings. He's got 1,000 minerals. Man, I bet he wishes he had 1,000 minerals worth of zerglings right now.
Yeah, his spawning pool just finished, so he can produce unit, but there's too many tanks in a good position with the marines supported by the medivacs, man. This is GG. BeastyQt is gonna win, but wait, hold on. It looks like GLSnute is actually rebuilding again. The command center for BeastyQt landing right next to it. So both these players trying to mine. We see zerglings actually being hatched from random eggs around the map here, and they'll be going to defend against this. The Baneling just burrows there to save itself against the marines. Zerglings suiciding into those siege tanks, man. This is not over yet, man. GLSnute is saying this is not over yet. He still has this hatchery alive. The Baneling nest is being bombarded. There's the Raven is actually doing quite a nice support job there with these auto turrets doing a lot of damage. This queen must survive to be able to lay down some larvae there on this hatchery, but the hatchery, man, is going to go down any second now. And I think this should be quite... this has been quite close game. Look at those mules getting taken down by the zerglings, and I have no idea who's going to take this game, but I bet both of these players are quite annoyed with each other the way it's gone.
Yeah, I mean, I think Snute's kind of angry. He feels like he's getting toyed with here almost. But I give him credit, man. He's not giving up. He is hanging in there. He's got a feeling like if he can just take out these units, they could be the solution. But at this point, Beastie is gonna be completely cut off from income again. And wow, Snute managed to come in and take out the last of those units with some zerglings. And I can't help it, Addicted. This game is just hilarious. Look, here comes a ton of drones into this base ready to mine. And look, let's just look at the production tab right up here for BeastyQt. What do we see?
28 minerals.
No, that's the minerals tab.
All right, yeah, he's making nothing, man. It's empty. It's nada, nothing.
It's squat, zippo, nilch.
Yeah. But hold on, he has 2 orbital commands. When he lays down all those mules, he can collect the remaining minerals there. He's got 18 minerals on this patch, 60 on this one, 360 on this one. He can make some marines, man. He can still mine about 600 or 700 minerals with those mules. He's actually repairing 1 command center. Very smart from him with that mule. And you know the same thing goes for GLSnute. He's actually got this gold base. He's getting a lair tick once again, and both these players are resuming the game from 0. But the only problem is the mules mine so fast, man. They're gonna mine all these minerals so very fast, and then what is BeastyQt gonna do? He has these medivacs that are allowing him a lot of fast traveling there, but he needs more of those units. He still has most of his production structures in WoW. He's abandoning all of his tech labs and reactors. He's going for naked racks, and he's making a massive wall so he doesn't get attacked, and that's actually very, very smart. He doesn't want to have his last tanks, his last hopes of defense exposed to anything, and let's see how he can actually hold this. And you know, Snute, he's getting another expansion, and this is by far the craziest ZVT I've ever seen.
Dude, this is nuts, Addicted. This is giving me straight deja vu right now. Empire Cost did this exact thing on Metalopolis, and we dubbed him the Comeback King. Although in this case, I'd say Beastie's been ahead the whole game, so if Snute wins this, he'd be the Comeback King. And, oh man, once again, Beastie's showing that he is the best getaway driver for any bank heist or small expansion harass that there could ever be. Oh man, Snoot's got a superior number of links. He's got a good income. I mean, look, BeastyQt, what are you gonna do, man? You got 3 mineral patches that you're working with right now. Dude, I can't keep a straight face, Addicted.
Man, I wouldn't call Snoot the comeback king. I would call him the supreme. I don't know, dude. His defense is supreme, man. I mean, he held off so many pushes with Marines and tanks. I mean, remember when this part of the map was occupied with Marines and tanks, and the other side was occupied with Marines and tanks, and he still managed to survive in this game. And I think his defense and his survivability has been quite impressive, man. And he's the survivalist, man. That's what I'm gonna call him from now on. GLSnute the survivalist, and BeastyQt.
Dude, he's trolling us, man. He's trolling us. He's been like eating pizza this whole time.
This game is just crazy.
Does. Oh my god. He's like, yeah, sec door. Yeah, he was thinking about expanding there. That's what he was doing, and then he decided not to.
Wow, man. I mean, Raven's out for BeastyQt, 2 medevacs, 2 tanks, and that's it. And he can't make anything else. I mean, now he has 185 minerals, but the last 3 mineral patches are gone. He isn't mining again. He'll try to expand over here. That's dangerously close to GLSnute's go-to expansion, and GLSnute already has a few bailings. And now, finally, yes, man, 34 minutes into the game, we hit the mark where mutas are actually being produced. And those mutas can actually hit those command centers, and the medivacs can actually pick apart any medivacs. This medivacs is getting chased down, the Ravens are getting chased down, the auto turrets and the Marines get dropped, these mutas are getting dropped one by one. There's only 2 now out of 3. But actually those mutas did some nice scouting, man, and they now know what they're up against, and now these Zerglings, and they will try to go for counter